Good morning. It's Tech for Senior. This is June the 17th, 2024, and this is a special edition of Tech for Senior. We're going to talk about streaming services today for your TV, and it should be a great program. But it is going to be a long program because people like to talk and talk and talk. So we may be going a little bit, well, I'm sure we'll be going a little bit over, but not to worry. We still will have all our regular, Ray will still be doing his music outro, and Bob's still going to do his security news update. So it'll all be good, but just don't be too worried if we're about 10 minutes over. So that's all fine because we have some great presentations today, and we certainly, I think you'll really enjoy the show. I hope everybody had a great Father's Day yesterday. We were talking about that a little bit earlier, but I had a good time with my daughter yesterday, who arrived from Ethiopia, and she was able to cook me a nice dinner. And we spent afternoon at Costco. So Costco with my daughter, and I'll show you a little picture I took that I was going to share today in a few minutes. Will be our premier education video today that'll be starting at 1:30. Hewie is going to talk on how computers got hacked. Not Bob, but Hewie. Did you know that, Hewie? So you're gonna enlighten us on that. Chris is going to, of course, talk about albums to photos, which is good. It will be a good talk. And Hewie's also going to remind us about DuckDuckGo. Remember DuckDuckGo, the search engine? So he's going to refresh our minds on that. All those three will be on our premier education service at the end of at 1:30. I'm going to get the show going quickly now. I'll be introducing everybody as we go through the show, so we don't have to, so we can spend as little time as possible at the beginning. Bob, do you want to take it away?
Here is my security news roundup for the week ending June 14th, 2024. Microsoft delays AI-powered recall feature for Copilot Plus PCs amid security concerns. Microsoft on Thursday revealed that it's delaying the rollout of the controversial artificial intelligence-powered recall feature for Copilot Plus PCs. To that end, the company said it intends to shift from general availability to a preview available first in the Windows Insider program in the coming weeks. We are adjusting the release model of Recall to leverage the expertise of the Windows Insider community to ensure that experience meets our high standards for quality and security, it said in an update. This decision is rooted in our commitment to provide a trusted, secure, and robust experience for all customers and to seek additional feedback prior to making the feature available to all Copilot Plus PC users. Read more at ℙ𝕝𝕉𝕉.com. FBI distributes 7,000 Lockbit ransomware decryption keys to help victims. The U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation has disclosed that it's in possession of more than 7,000 decryption keys associated with the Lockbit ransomware operation to help victims get their data back at no cost. We are reaching out to known Lockbit victims and encouraging anyone who suspects they were a victim to visit our Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov. FBI Cyber Division Assistant Director Brian Borndran said in a keynote address at the 2024 Boston Conference on Cybersecurity. Lockbit, which was once a prolific ransomware gang, has been linked to over 2,400 attacks globally, with no less than 1,800 impacting entities in the U.S. earlier this February. Read more at ℙ𝕝𝕉𝕉.com. Adobe's shocking new rules. Adobe updated its terms of service use, and it's caused outrage among its users. Users of Adobe's creative applications, such as Photoshop and Illustrator, received a pop-up this week telling them that their terms of use have been updated. This has raised huge concerns among users who are worried that Adobe plans to use their work published and in progress to train its AI models. Adobe has reassured its users that it will only use their work to improve its software and services, but they're still doing this without consent, offering no compensation or accreditation. Plus, the wording used is vague and suggests that users have little control over how their work is used or shared with third parties. Read more at AIToolReport.com. New York Times source code stolen using exposed GitHub token. Internal source code and data belonging to the New York Times was leaked on the 4chan message board after being stolen from the company's GitHub repository in January 2024. The Times confirmed to Bleeping Computer. As first seen by VX Underground, the internal data was leaked on Thursday by an anonymous user who posted a torrent to a 273 gigabyte archive containing the stolen data. Basically, all source code belonging to the New York Times company, 270 gigabyte, reads the 4chan forum post. Read more at bleepingcomputer.com. Microsoft issues patches for 51 flaws, including critical MSMQ vulnerability. Microsoft has released security updates to address 51 flaws as part of its Patch Tuesday updates for June 2024. Of the 51 vulnerabilities, 1 is rated critical and 50 are rated important. This is in addition to 17 vulnerabilities resolved in the Chromium-based Edge browser over the past month. None of the security flaws have been actively exploited in the wild, with one of them listed as publicly known at the time of this release. Update your operating system ASAP. Read more at thehackernews.com. Google warns of Pixel firmware security flaw exploited as 0-day. Google has warned that a security flaw impacting Pixel firmware has been exploited in the wild as a 0-day. The high-severity vulnerability, tagged as CVE 2024-32896, has been described as an elevation of privilege issue in Pixel firmware. The updates are available for supported Pixel devices, such as Pixel 5a, 5G, 6a, 6, 6 Pro, 7, 7 Pro, 7a, 8, 8 Pro, 8a, and Pixel Fold. Read more at thehackernews.com. App for motorbike lovers reveals user plates and home addresses. While bikers are no strangers to thrill-seeking, risking their privacy is hardly the reason they chose to mount their steel horses. However, the Cyber News research team has discovered that thousands of moto heads had their personal details exposed. On May 21st, our team found 2 publicly accessible Microsoft Azure Blob instances owned by Moto.app, a popular biker-dedicated app. The exposed storage buckets contained over 211,000 PDF files with a lot of personal user details. Read more at cybernews.com. Tech sector sounds alarm bells over comprehensive data privacy bill. The nationwide digital privacy bill making its way through Congress might be a landmark effort, but it isn't ready for prime time, according to groups including the Consumer Technology Association and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. In a June 10th letter to House Energy and Commerce Committee leaders, 22 technology and business trade organizations under the banner United for Privacy expressed concerns that the American Privacy Rights Act doesn't go far enough to override overlapping state privacy laws. We agree with the legislation's goal of providing a uniform national privacy standard. However, as drafted, APRA falls short of creating a uniform national standard. Read more at ℎ𝕝𝕉𝕗.com. This week's must-see on my YouTube channel. Ransomware. What is it? How to protect yourself and what to do if attacked. Ransomware is a scary and evolving threat, but with the right knowledge and precautions, you can significantly reduce your risk. Please watch my video on that topic by following the link listed. Did you know? Humans share about 50% of their DNA with bananas. The average person will spend about 6 months of their life waiting for red lights to turn green. Traditionally, the flight numbers of northbound-eastbound flights are even, and those of southbound-westbound flights are odd numbers. Just thought you might want to know. We can have faith in the future only if we have faith in ourselves. Thanks to John F. Kennedy. Change, although it involves risk, is the law of life. Thanks to Bobby Kennedy. And that's a wrap of this week's Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching and listening.
Thanks, Bob. That's good information, and I'm sure there'll be maybe some comments in the Q&A. Thanks so much. We're going to move now into our special segment for streaming services, and we have a lot of topics to talk about. I did publish the list in our Saturday newsletter, so if you do have the Saturday newsletter with you, you will be able to follow along with us. I did find my picture and put it up behind me here, and that's of course in front of Costco with my daughter and myself yesterday afternoon, which was a fun time to be. All right, we're going to start today, and I'm going to start with talking about our experience in moving to streaming services. So this will be a short video for you. Let me just get it going here. Today, I'd like to talk about the Browns changing TV requirements that occurred without us even knowing it. Let me explain what happened. So early on in retirement, we decided to travel. So we bought a fifth wheel and traveled around in full time for about 2 years. At this time, it was always difficult to find TV content that we wanted, so I got a satellite system and I kept rearranging this on the top of our RV, and as we traveled around, we were able to get Canadian content. Well, we then bought a home in Arizona, and we're a home in Arizona where we lived 6 months of the year and came back to Comox, British Columbia to live in our house for the other 6 months. That presented some challenges for TV watching, and we used a combination of satellite TV, which I was busy running around on roofs connecting to different satellites so that we could get Canadian, mostly news content, as we lived either 6 months south or 6 months in our home. Our internet package at home was long before Tech for Senior, so we had a bare minimum package, and of course the typical cable TV channels that I'm sure everybody has had in the past. So we're sort of your average retired people who still watch cable TV. So a lot changed in the last 5 years. The big change, of course, was Tech for Senior, and my internet requirements certainly required a lot more power. So to try and keep up with Hewie and his 1 gigabit fiber connection, I continually upgraded my cable services to continue to get higher speeds to allow me to do my work more quickly. Now, about 3 years ago, our internet service provider, Shaw Communications, was able to finally provide 1 gigabit of service download. This was sort of cool, and I signed up right away. In fact, they had a package, and And it was a lot like Comcast's Infinity service. In fact, I think Shaw buys all their hardware from Comcast. It's exactly the same as Comcast's Infinity service. I decided that, hey, what the heck? I'll buy that service. It was bundled with the 1 gigabit service. And about 3 years ago, I signed the contract for 2 years, and they came and installed the service in all my 5 TCL TCs in the house, which I've talked about before. This was a great service. I really liked it. And now I had 1 gigabit download, not quite as fast as Hewie, but getting close. After about 3 or 4 months of the service, something happened. And I said to Gail one day, I said, this is a lot of money, $245 a month. How much? I said, I'm not watching much cable TV anymore. Oh, she says, I haven't watched cable TV for a couple of years. I said, really? And when we reassessed what we were doing, is we weren't watching any cable services whatsoever. I thought, why did I just buy this? So currently we have Netflix and Amazon Prime. Most of the streaming we're doing now is on the Prime series that we're watching, but sometimes we go back and forth. Gail also has BritBox, and we watch Paramount Plus. So we have 2 extra streaming services. And of course, I spend most of my time on YouTube. Now, not YouTube TV. Remember, YouTube TV is only available in the United States. And I'm not sure I would buy it. I think it's a great service, but most of the things I can find, including all the national news services now, are all publishing their main news broadcasts on YouTube. Yeah, every day I get it, and no commercials. So it's great. So our life has changed a lot. And as you know, I recently switched to TELUS Fiber. Great service, like it. I was not going to get any television package at all, but it came with my service plan that they gave me this huge discount on. And they actually signed me up for, I got 5 priority channels, really great channels. I can't even remember which ones I selected because we haven't watched any. In fact, we haven't even watched any television off their service. So we pretty much have eliminated any, as what you might call cable TV or cable services, traditional TV services that you'd find. So it just happened, and we didn't really know what happened over the last 3 or 4 years. So that's our story, and we're happy with it. I don't ever anticipate going back any other way. All right, so that's my story. And to help you find what streaming services and what shows are there, Huey's going to tell you about how he goes about this.
This is an update from something I did a couple of years ago. And
Suppose TV. I'm Hewie Poplock. Suppose TV is a service that helps you compare streaming TV options. You can input your favorite TV channels, and it searches through billions of combinations of cable, satellite, and streaming TV services to find the best fit for you. Whether you're considering streaming providers or traditional pay TV operators, Suppose TV helps you make informed decisions by comparing pricing, channel selection, and other features. It's a handy tool for cord cutters looking to optimize their TV service choices. One of the first things we're going to have to do is to change the area in which we're located. This doesn't make a big difference except for the local channels. So even if you're in Canada where the choices of cities isn't available, you can still choose most of the streaming services by using this service. You just aren't going to be able to get YouTube TV. You need to gather everyone in your household and make a list of the must-haves and the wants of channels and network. Then you want to prioritize them. The first thing we want to do is change our area or the TV market we're in, area code, and it's now the Tampa Bay area. The next we need to do is choose and prioritize what we want. You need to gather everyone in the household together and decide the must-haves and the wants and prioritize them. Let's take a look at what we might do. It shows more. So these are all the local stations, and the one we absolutely want to have is the Sarasota station just south of us. So that's one that we want to have in the priority. Let's say we also want to have, and we're going to come under entertainment now. One we want is ℙ𝕝𝕝 is one of the people in the household want that. And somebody also wants Reels, the National Geographic. So now we have 4 choices here. We want definitely mark this as a must-have, the ℙ𝕝𝕝 as a must-have, and Reels as a must-have. The National Geographic is a want. Each one, as we look across here, is available in the services that are there. Now, the other things we want to check is what devices we have. Well, we have a Fire TV in the living room, and we have a Roku TV in the bedroom. So that makes some changes here. Then you want to get more or save more. We'll just leave it right in the center. But how many simultaneous streams do you want to have? Well, we could have 2. And the reason we have to choose that is not all of the services will allow you unlimited. So if you want to have the same service on both the living room and the bedroom TV, you might not be able to do that with some services. So you want to make sure that you put in here that you want 2. I want a DVR, a digital video recorder. So that's required. We've made our choices. Any provider will just leave that alone for now. Now we can see that there's some choices here and combination of choices because not everything is available on any one service. And you'll notice here we only have 2 pages that we can choose from, and it shows us how much it's going to cost us. So this particular one is YouTube TV plus Philo, has Reels. We're going to leave any provider alone, and we're going to have a Fire TV and a Roku. So let's now see what we can do. Reels is available on all of these. If we go over here, that's the streaming. So that's a choice that we could make. And that is a little bit more expensive than this combination. And let's come back here to the first page. And the cheapest we can go is $98.38, but I don't want DirecTV, so this would be the choice I probably would choose, would be YouTube and the Philo. Down on the bottom, it gives you some ideas of some of the offers that are available, how many channels are available, and what those channels are. So if we're going to choose this, we can look to see there's some free trials. It's available on the Roku, the Apple TV, and the Roku Express. If we choose it, it's $103.99 a month. That's how you use Suppose.tv. I'm Hewie Poplock.
I think that's a great service, Hewie. I really think if you're looking for streaming services, you really need to use that.
Yeah, and the one thing I didn't show on the prioritize, you can have a real long list and you can rearrange them right in that list. So you can change the priorities.
Yeah, that's really good. Excellent. All right. Thank you, Hewie, for doing that. That's great. And next we're going to have, of course, Bob is going to talk about YouTube TV, a great service, only available in the United States, but a very, very good service. It replaces really your cable services with streaming services. So let's see what he has to say.
Cutting the cord and switching to streaming TV can be daunting, with a multitude of options available. YouTube TV is a popular choice, but is it the right one for you? Let's dive into the advantages and disadvantages to help you decide. Advantages of YouTube TV. Extensive channel lineup. YouTube TV boasts a broad range of channels, including local networks, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, popular cable channels, ESPN, CNN, HGTV, and sports networks. This makes it a great option for diverse viewing preferences. Unlimited cloud DVR storage. Record as many shows as you want without worrying about storage limits. Plus, your recordings are accessible from any device with internet access. Multiple streams. Watch on up to 3 devices simultaneously, making it ideal for households with multiple viewers. User-friendly interface. YouTube TV's interface is intuitive and easy to navigate, making it a breeze to find your favorite shows and manage recordings. No hidden fees. The monthly price is transparent, with no extra charges for DVR or multiple streams. Is YouTube TV a good or bad choice for you? Good choice if you want a comprehensive channel lineup, including local networks and sports channels. You value unlimited DVR storage and the flexibility to watch on multiple devices. You prefer a simple and user-friendly interface. Bad choice if you're looking for the absolute cheapest streaming option. You don't watch much live TV and primarily stream on-demand content. You're outside the US, as YouTube TV is geographically restricted. Additional consideration: sports fans. YouTube TV is a great option for sports enthusiasts, offering ESPN regional sports networks. Availability varies, and the option to add sports-focused add-ons like NFL Red Zone. Families with multiple streams and unlimited DVR, YouTube TV caters well to families with diverse viewing habits. Cord cutters. If you're used to cable TV, YouTube TV's interface and channel lineup will feel familiar, easing the transition to streaming. Conclusion. However, it may not be the most budget-friendly option, and its geographic restrictions may limit its appeal for international users. Ultimately, the best streaming service for you depends on your individual needs and preferences. Stay safe, stay secure, and in my opinion, YouTube TV is a compelling choice for those seeking a comprehensive cable TV replacement with a wide range of channels, unlimited DVR, and a user-friendly experience, which is why I've been using it for about a year. See you again soon. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching and listening.
Thanks, Bob. That's excellent information.
Yeah, and basically, it's my wife who's been watching it for about a year, because I spend very little time in front of a TV.
I spend more than I should, and I have YouTube TV, and I do use it a lot.
Yeah. But, you know, Bob, you put a very good point there. If you're a new cord cutter, it's a perfect situation because it gives you the same thing as cable TV, the same menus and everything. And so it's a real easy transition, right?
That's correct.
Right. Okay. But, you know, maybe we shouldn't be cutting the cord. What's wrong with cable TV? Why should we be actually looking into this? Ray may just have an other option here. Like, why are we doing this cord cutting thing? Ray, do you have something further to add to this?
Well, let's see if I can figure this out on this TV here. I'm going to go here and share. Whoops. Sorry.
We can see it.
Yeah, but here we go. I'm using a different computer I'm having trouble with, so that's why it's a little bit off here, but let's see if we can get it going now.
All right.
Okay, it all depends on what download speeds are available where you live. My focus here and theme is going to be it all depends. So talking about download speeds, T-Mobile and Verizon offer home internet connectivity where I live, but it's not available to my physical address yet. CenturyLink is around. They provide DSL, but only up to download speeds of about 100 megabytes per second. Usenet, satellite internet is of course available, but they're very expensive. It's reported that less than 1% of the consumers in the county where I live have access to fiber optic service. So that really is out of the question for the time being. So while providers have optimized video streaming at relatively low speeds, it can be an issue if in the same household there are multiple people using the computers at the same time. Now we use the Optimum cable with 300 megabytes down and 20 megabytes up for our internet service, and we receive a discount for combining this with our cable TV. It depends on one's viewing preferences. In our household, we enjoy traditional TV programs that include news and current events that are local, national, and worldwide. I like the crime series like FBI, Law and Order, Chicago PD, Tracker. We like documentaries and other educational programs. And of course, as you would expect, we like a lot of the music-related shows. So living in Arizona mountains, where I'm more than 100 miles from Phoenix, that does not allow us to receive over-the-air local channels. Thus, those have to be offered by our provider. It depends, again, on one's viewing preferences. In this case, I continue to follow the local Arizona professional sports teams, Arizona Cardinals and the Phoenix Suns. As an example, one of my friends during the football season, he comes and he joins me for every Cardinals games because none of the streaming services he pays for offer NFL games or other sporting events. For us, a must-have is the ability to DVR all the shows so we can watch any program at our convenience and fast forward through the commercials and parts of the program that do not hold our interest. It depends on the cost. My basic monthly expense for TV and TiVo HD is $49. Now I do pay additional costs for the extra equipment for our other TVs, the taxes and fees. Now compare that to the monthly fees for streaming services such as Paramount Plus, Peacock, Disney Plus, Netflix, and Hulu. Do the math. It's reported that most households that stream on average pay to use multiple services. Here are the movie streaming services we do use. Living in a rural area almost mandates being a member of Amazon Prime. So that gives us the added benefit of Prime Video, which is in addition to our Netflix subscription. We subscribe with a family plan to YouTube Premium, which gives us ad-free YouTube and access to the YouTube Music Premium. I use that quite a bit. As an example, I use YouTube Music Playlist each month to play songs during the monthly meeting luncheon of the Record Collectors of Arizona Club. So there's a lot of uses for that. I've converted my collection of over 300 DVD and Blu-ray movies to MP4s on my Plex server. I can watch them anytime for free. And I'll often check out thrift stores to search for used DVDs I might want to add to this collection. And of course, we have the availability of the free Plex streaming service. It depends on your life schedule. Considering Carol's work responsibilities and all the organizations we both volunteer for, there are not that many hours left in the day to watch television just for pleasure. Today, the choice is not only what to watch on television, but which service to use. Most choices in life are not necessarily right or wrong, or even best or worst. They're just different. Which one you choose for video streaming? It all depends. The end, and thank you.
Thanks, Ray. That's very good information. And I think price really comes down to this in a lot of cases. And there are a lot cheaper ways to get the services we want, right?
Yep.
Yep.
It all depends.
It all depends, right? Okay, excellent. Now, to change that a little bit, Bill James is going to talk about IPTV. Bill, are you there? Bill, we're
Share-
having some.
Share your sound, Bill. We
Yeah,
can't
Bill,
hear.
we need to share your sound.
Works, and weigh its pros and cons. So, whether you're a tech enthusiast or simply curious about the future of television, stay tuned. IPTV, or Internet Protocol Television, is a system where television services are delivered using the Internet Protocol Suite over a packet-switched network such as a LAN or the Internet, instead of being delivered through traditional terrestrial, satellite signal, and cable television formats. This means that instead of broadcasting content through traditional methods, the content is delivered over the Internet. Here are some key points about IPTV. IPTV streams video content directly over the Internet. This allows users to request to view specific videos or TV shows whenever they choose, rather than watching what is being broadcast at any particular time. IPTV often includes video on demand or VOD, which gives users the ability to watch any program from a catalog of videos at their convenience. Alongside VOD, IPTV can offer the ability to stream live television, allowing users to watch live events as they happen. IPTV often includes interactive services, such as the ability to pause live television, rewind, or fast forward through programs, which traditional TV delivery methods do not typically offer. IPTV can be accessed through various devices such as smart TVs, set-top boxes, computers, and mobile devices, and it is popular in regions where direct-to-home satellite or cable TV is expensive or difficult to install due to geographical constraints. It's also popular for providing access to international content and niche television channels. Is IPTV illegal? IPTV itself is not illegal. It's just a technology for streaming video content over the Internet. However, the legality of an IPTV service depends on whether it has the proper licensing for the content it offers. Here's a breakdown. Many legitimate IPTV services are available, such as those offered by telecommunications companies and major TV networks, which have the appropriate licensing agreements to stream movies, TV shows, and other content. Examples include services provided by cable or satellite TV companies that also offer streaming via apps or their own IPTV setups. There are also many unauthorized IPTV services that stream content without paying for the necessary licensing rights. These services often offer access to premium content at significantly lower prices, which is a sign that they might be illegal. Using these services can be risky and could result in legal consequences for subscribers. To ensure you're using a legal IPTV service, it's important to verify that the provider has proper licenses for the content they distribute. Opting for well-known and reputable providers is usually a safe choice. Is IPTV easy to install and access? IPTV is generally easy to install and access, particularly if you are using a service provided by a legitimate and well-established provider. The ease of installation can make IPTV an attractive option for many users. Here's a typical process for setting up IPTV. Choosing a provider. First, you need to choose an IPTV service provider. There are many options available, ranging from well-known telecommunications companies to specialized IPTV services. Once you've chosen a provider, you typically need to subscribe to their service. This might involve creating an account on their website and selecting a subscription plan that suits your needs. Equipment. Depending on the provider, you may need specific equipment. Some services require a set-top box that you connect to your TV. The box receives IPTV streams and displays them on your TV. Many modern smart TVs can access IPTV services directly through an app, eliminating the need for additional hardware. For example, LG TVs has IPTV apps available in their App Store. You can often access IPTV services using apps on smartphones, tablets, or even through web browsers on computers. Installation. If you are using a set-top box, you will need to connect it to your TV and to your internet connection, usually via Wi-Fi or an Ethernet cable. For apps, you simply download and install them on your device. After installation, you might need to log into the app or set-top box using your account details. Some setups may require additional configuration steps, such as entering a server address or a playlist file, depending on the provider. Accessing content. Once everything is set up, you can start browsing and viewing the content available through your IPTV service. Overall, while the setup process can vary slightly depending on the provider and the equipment used, accessing IPTV is usually straightforward and can be done with minimal technical knowledge. What are some of the more popular IPTV providers? Some popular IPTV providers vary by region, with many traditional cable and satellite TV companies offering IPTV services as part of their digital TV packages. Here are several well-known IPTV providers around the world. AT&T TV, formerly DirecTV Now, USA. This service offers a range of channels, including live TV and on-demand content, accessible via the AT&T TV app on various devices. Sling TV USA. Sling TV is one of the earliest IPTV providers, known for its flexible pricing and streaming packages which allow users to choose channels. Hulu Plus Live TV USA. Hulu started as a VOD service but now also offers live TV channels, integrating both live IPTV services and streaming in one platform. YouTube TV USA. Known for its simple flat rate and extensive channel lineup, YouTube TV offers live streaming from a variety of networks along with cloud-based DVR service. Sky Go and Now TV UK. Sky offers IPTV through its Sky Go service for existing customers and through Now TV as a standalone streaming service without the need for a satellite dish. BT TV UK, provided by BT. This service combines broadband and IPTV packages and offers access to a variety of channels and on-demand content. Bell Fibe TV Canada, a major player in the Canadian market. Bell Fibe TV offers a comprehensive IPTV service with a variety of packages and content options. Movistar Plus Spain. Movistar Plus is a prominent IPTV provider in Spain, offering a wide range of channels, including exclusive sports broadcasts. Optus TV with Fetch Australia. This service combines broadband and IPTV, offering a selection of channels and recording capabilities. These providers typically offer both live TV and on-demand content, allowing for a comprehensive viewing experience that includes sports, movies, and regular TV programming. The availability and specifics of the services may vary depending on your location and the specific package you choose. What are the pros and cons about IPTV? IPTV, like any technology, has its advantages and disadvantages. Here's a breakdown of some common pros and cons associated with IPTV. Pros. IPTV offers on-demand content and live streaming, which means you can watch your favorite shows and channels anytime, anywhere, as long as you have an internet connection. Unlike traditional TV, IPTV provides interactive features, such as the ability to pause live TV, rewind, fast forward, and more. Some services also offer interactive guides and the ability to record shows. IPTV often offers a vast array of channels and services, including international content, which might not be available through traditional broadcasters in your region. Many IPTV services offer additional functionalities like VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol, or high-speed internet, bundling multiple services into one platform. Some IPTV platforms allow users to customize their viewing experience, choose their favorite channels, and pay only for selected services, which can be more cost-effective than standard cable packages. Cons. IPTV streaming quality heavily depends on your internet connection. Poor bandwidth or an unstable connection can lead to buffering, interruptions, and poor video quality. Streaming IPTV, especially at high quality or in 4K, consumes a significant amount of bandwidth, which can be an issue if there are data caps imposed by your internet service provider. While IPTV can be cheaper than traditional cable, some premium services and content packages can be expensive, especially when adding multiple channel packs or international content. As mentioned, not all IPTV services are legal. Using unauthorized services can expose users to legal risks and potential security threats, such as malware or scams. Depending on the provider and the technology used, setup can sometimes be complex, and navigating the interfaces might not be as straightforward for all users, especially those less tech-savvy. These pros and cons show that while IPTV offers a flexible and rich viewing experience, it also requires a good internet setup and a careful choice of provider to ensure a smooth and enjoyable experience. Despite these challenges, the benefits of IPTV, like its rich content variety and customization options, make it a compelling choice for the future of home entertainment. So, if you have a reliable internet connection and you pick a legitimate provider, IPTV might just change the way you experience television. This is Bill James, with Tech for Senior. Thanks for listening.
Well, thanks, Bill. That's very interesting. Another choice for us. Are you there? Get your camera back. There you go. Now we can see you. Well, that's very interesting. I wonder, do you think those channels are geolocated, though? That if you wanted the Spanish channel or something, you could get that if you lived in Canada, the United States, or are they limited to the
I think
countries?
you could probably cheat by using a VPN.
Yeah, you probably could do that too. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Very interesting. Yep. Thanks a lot. Another option for us. Now, once you do get your TV going, how can you transform your living room into a beautiful studio? And we're going to talk about, Jim, the technical guy, the guy that's the wizard there with the images on the background. He's going to tell us all about how to do that.
That should be fun.
This is my favorite thing in our house. I think this is the best show on TV. These are our photos, our personal photos coming from Google Photos. I'm not doing anything to make this happen. These photos are coming from the cloud. Now, I did set it up, and I will show you how to do that. But first, I want to explain the difference between what this is doing and just casting. I mean, sometimes you might have something on your phone that you want to see on the big screen TV, and that is casting. So, for example, you might want a YouTube video. It's easy for me to get a YouTube video going on my phone, and then all I have to do, tap this Chrome button at the top and tell it that I want it to play on, this is our bedroom TV. And in a minute, what is on my phone will instead be playing on the TV.
Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your iPhone or Android devices or the cloud? And how do you
Now that is casting. So that's from my phone to the TV. I'm going to stop that just by tapping the same little button, and it stops casting to the TV. I'm just back on my phone. Automatically, we're just back to my pictures. What do you need to make that happen? You need a Chromecast. This is a Google Chromecast. We call it a dongle. It's HDMI. So then you need a TV with an empty HDMI port. All you do is plug this into the HDMI. And then you do have power. You need to plug the power cable into the other end so that it stays powered. The Chromecast these days, today's model, includes Google TV. But for what we're talking about, all you need is the Chromecast. And it's $30 for the HD and $50, I think, for the 4K version. So now let's start at square one. You have a TV. It has an HDMI port in the back. You plug the Chromecast dongle into the HDMI port and you turn the TV on. I'd have already plugged one into the HDMI port in the back. When you first turn the TV on, your TV is probably going to want to be on TV. So how do you get it to be on the Chromecast? You just have to change the input settings to the proper HDMI port. So find the input settings button on your TV's remote and choose, and I know that I have it in the HDMI 3 port. Here are my pictures. Now, the first time you do this, you will have to go through some setup. The Chromecast will step you through getting connected to your household Wi-Fi. Then you need a phone connected to the same Wi-Fi and the Google Home app. So the Google Home app looks like a little house, multicolored house. And under devices, you will have needed to set up the TV. In our case, we set it up as the bedroom TV. Now, the pictures that are showing on there, that's called the ambient mode, meaning nothing else is going on. You're not watching a show, you're not streaming anything, ambient mode, and you can tell it what to play by 3 dots and ambient mode settings. Google Photos, My Photos, and you can choose an album. I love showing recent highlights. So recent highlights is something that'll just happen automatically from your recently taken pictures in Google Photos. Automatically. This is just so cool. We come in from a trip, we turn the TV on, we're seeing photos of our trip. The best TV show in town. Now, once it's all set up, you can select your albums from Google Photos. Let me show you where that is. Google Photos and your profile picture and Photos settings, apps and devices, photo frames. Google Photos calls this a photo frame. It's the bedroom TV, and it's showing recent highlights and national parks. I can deselect both of those to play something else. Fun with 2024 diving on BVI Aggressor. And in just a second, we will start seeing scuba diving vacation pictures. There we go. Now, if you do have the Google TV model of the Chromecast and Google TV, then when you first go to your proper HDMI port, instead of going straight to your photos, you're going to be going to the Google TV with all your streaming services. Now, with the remote, if you just press the back arrow, that will take you to your photos. Then, to get back to that main screen, it's the home button, takes you back to all your streaming services. And just one other thing to know is that you can set settings here. This top ring takes you up and over, all the way over towards the right, there are settings. And the enter button is where the indentation where your thumb is. That's the enter button. And under system and ambient mode, here are the settings that you can change for your photos. Remember, ambient mode is like the screensaver, and I want Google Photos. And here is where I can set the amount of time. So I have mine currently set for 5 seconds, but you probably want it more like 30 seconds per photo. That's how long each photo stays on. And the back arrow and the home button to take you back to your Google TV. And then if you wait a little bit, it will automatically go to the screensaver in your photos, or you can just press that back arrow. So that is the Google TV. Once it's set up, you don't have to do anything unless you want to change the pictures that are shown. The best show on TV. I'm Chris Guld with Geeks on Tour.
Well done. Well
Yeah.
done. Well done. Chris, I know we'll have lots of questions in the Q&A, but you would need to show different photo albums on different TVs. You would need multiple Chromecasts. You need a Chromecast for each TV, right?
Yes.
Yes. That'd be so cool. Wouldn't that be neat, going around the house and you have different albums showing on different TVs?
Oh, we do.
We do.
Yeah, I have one here on my desk. It's just a Google device. She has a couple upstairs, our big TV in the bedroom,
Yeah.
the big TV in the main living room is always, if we're not sitting there watching it, it's on. It's showing.
It's showing our photos. And one thing I didn't say, it is completely randomized.
Right.
So one photo might be from last week and the next one is from 10 years ago. So we kind of use it as a memory test as well. Where was that picture?
Well, I'm sure there'll be lots of questions, but we want to get on because before we, so that wraps up all the presentations today. What a great time. This has been really interesting. Thanks everyone so much for doing this. Now, for those of you over on YouTube, we're going to be stopping the YouTube stream now. If you want to pop over to the Q&A afterwards, you can certainly do that. We have spots in our Zoom meeting if you want to come over and enjoy and ask questions in our Q&A. But right now we're going to stop that because Ray's going to be coming on and he's going to be doing his music outro.
So, Francois Hardy, French music icon. Now, Francois Hardy may not be a household name in the USA, but in France, she was considered a music icon. She died last week at the age of 80, but has left her mark on French music and culture. And here are some bullet points provided by Google Gemini. Now, in her early life, she was born in Paris in 1944. Her childhood wasn't easy.
We're not seeing it, Ray.
You're not
We know
seeing
that. We know.
No.
Let's see. I'm going to stop sharing for a second, and I apologize. Again, I'm using a different computer. So if I share again and everything is optimized, you may just have to listen. Well, I want to. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So, as I said, she was born in Paris in 1944, but her childhood wasn't easy. Raised by a single mother, she was drawn to music at a young age. Now, various French singers were her early influences, but American rock and roll acts like Elvis Presley also captivated her. In 1962, at the age of 18, Hardy's career took off with the song Tous les garçons et la filles. Apologize for my bad French, which translates to all the boys and girls. The song, which she wrote herself, became a huge hit and made her a key figure in the French Yaya movement, which was a response to rock and roll. Now, known for her melancholic and introspective lyrics, Hardy's music transcended the Yaya phase. She continued to release albums throughout her career, also singing in English, Italian, and German. Despite her success, Hardy was known for her shyness and dislike for the limelight. She battled with anxiety and insecurity for her throughout her life. Now, in 1981, she married fellow French singer and songwriter Jacques Dutronc, and their son Thomas Dutronc is also a musician. But sadly, Hardy's health struggles began in 2004 with cancer. The effects of treatment forced her to retire from singing in 2021. Francois Hardy left behind a legacy of beautiful music and a career that defied expectations. She will be remembered as a French legend. Now, I had French classes in junior high school and worked for a major French bank in Los Angeles for 10 years, but sadly was never able to learn the language. Yet for me, when I hear Francois Hardy sing, I don't need to understand the lyrics to appreciate her raw talent. See if you agree with today's music clip the song ℸ𝕤𝕗𝕂𝕃, originally released in 1965 and otherwise known as Friendship.
All right.
I apologize for that. I'm not sure why it didn't come through. Using a different computer. That's all I can say for now. Next week it'll be better.
Technology. It's technology, Ray. we it's anyway, thanks for doing that, Ray. That was very, very great. Nice voice. Now, I guess I want to thank everyone for a great show today. Wow, I'm sort of blown away. This was a lot of good presentations. I'm sure we'll have some questions. But before we get there, I just want to remind everybody that we have a Thursday show coming up this Thursday on Thursday. So we have a Thursday show. Don't forget to come and have a listen to us. And the other thing that's important is that Bob created an excellent video on what we do at Tech for Senior. And I put this out in our Saturday newsletter at the very top saying we need your help. And it's an excellent video on what we do at Tech for Senior. The reason I'm mentioning this to you is I'd like you to, if you have clubs you belong to, computer clubs, you have organizations, please play that video for them and invite them to our show. I would really like to increase our membership, or not membership, but just viewers in our Monday show. So, and Bob did an excellent job producing this, and I think it's a really good overview of what we do. And just play it. It's available. The link is, of course, in the newsletter, and I'll put it again in our coming newsletter as well. We're going to use it as part of our branding, and it'll be on our website and so on and so forth. So it's a good one. Play it and see if we can, or invite someone, just invite someone to come. And that would be to the show, and see if we can invite a friend or whoever to the show. All right.
And if you view it, I'd appreciate a like.
Yeah, that'd be a great one too. There you go, Bob. Yeah, excellent video. Thank you so much for doing that. I see we have some questions already. I want to thank, before I just want to thank all the presenters who did an excellent job today. And we'll start off with Carl. Carl, go ahead. The question you have?
Yeah, it was an awesome show, as I think everybody would agree. It'll take me about 6 months to digest all that information, though. I don't know how many times I'll have to replay this show.
There you go. And do a like each time you do it,
Of course. Well, speaking of the show, a couple of weeks ago, there was a great presentation by several on using your phone and Windows, so you could do everything on your Windows machine that you could on your phone. And I went on Saturday's presentation. I'm getting overdosed on between Thursday, Monday, and Saturday. I'm getting addicted here, I think. But anyway, I tried to find the show. I did a search for the using the phone app with Windows, and I couldn't find it. What is it? Do you have a link for that?
Was that the one that you're talking about? The one that we did on, was it an educational series one, or was it the one we did on a Monday show?
It was a Monday Tech for Seniors. It was only maybe 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks ago at most, on using the phone app with your
Right.
It's called your phone.
Or
If you
no, phone link.
or phone link, yeah. And put one or the other in the search box in Windows, and it will come up. It's part of Windows.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
Huey, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that was a lot of good information there, but I also have done a couple of presentations to groups all over the country, and parts of those are in 2 videos that I put the links in the chat. So you might want to add those to your list of some things to look at. There are a lot of free services that are out there with movies and TV shows and old TV shows and so on that are absolutely free, that you can also add the apps to your smart TV.
Thanks, Huey. And Jim Glass. Unmute yourself, Jim. just hit the space bar.
Yeah, I was looking for that Google Photo Scan app on the Apple Store and I couldn't find anything. Where would I find that?
Chris, is
It
it available?
should be on the Apple Store. Let me look. So you on your iPhone App Store, search for photo, PHOTOSCAN. And it's the second one, Photo Scan by Google. Yeah, it's there on your App Store.
I guess the important thing is to make sure it's the one by Google, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, don't forget, there's also a streaming called Google TV. That's not YouTube TV, that's Google TV. Totally free, has over 800 channels to choose from.
That's true. Yes, and interesting. We probably should do a little something about Google TV. We haven't talked about that in the past very much.
Put something together.
Yeah. That might be a good one for you, Bob. Might be an idea for you. The other one, Chris, with the demise of the Portal TV device that, of course, you and I both use, we're communicating a lot with our kids with WhatsApp and doing the video conferencing on WhatsApp. And I guess one of the things that I would think is that with the Chromecast, then we could just Chromecast on our phone, the app onto the TV. And then we could use the wide screen or the big screen instead of having having to use the phone, right? You can cast anything onto the TV, right?
Yes, but then it changes the speaker. I don't know about the microphone. You'd need to have
the microphone would probably still be on your phone because you're just casting the device onto the TV, right?
You're casting the whole app. I don't know, but I would think microphone might be an issue.
Might be an issue. Okay.
Yeah, you might want it.
Lots of possibilities with that, though, eh? Like that's that's cool. Really, really cool.
And by the way, what I was using is Google TV. It's just Chromecast and Google TV are part of the same thing.
Right. Cool. All right. And Carl.
Yeah, there was a number of searches for Reels TV and the streaming apps, and I want to try to twist Ray to subscribe to Reels TV. Saturday, they had a show on Willie Nelson, who's still alive. And what blew me away was the people he teamed up with. He was a maverick. He and the three others are like the squad that changed, country music. But he sang with ℸ𝕗𝕗 𝕃𝕗𝕗, if I'm saying it right, and exactly the same words that in his song and other people, the timing and the annotation or whatever you want to call it blew me away. You would not know it's the same song, even though it's the same words. And I know Ray knows that already, but I would appreciate that if he could watch Willie Nelson or any of those on on the weekends.
I will mark my calendar accordingly, Carl.
All right.
Okay, we did it. It's Chris, you've got a question.
Well, totally different topic, but it's just I think I should get a new Chromebook. And you talked once about the Chromebook Plus. Just what does Chromebook Plus add to it? I assume that's what I need to get.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you get a Chromebook Plus, but it needs to be designated on the box and with the machine that it is a Chromebook Plus. And the reason is it has certain specifications, and I can't remember all the things. You can easily look that up, what the specifications are. But the problem is that the updates that occur to the Chrome operating system now are only going to be updated, like all the artificial intelligence stuff. will only be done on the Chromebook Pluses. In other words, they're not going to give it to everybody. It's only going to be those. So there's two types of Chromebooks. There's the non-Chromebook Pluses and the Chromebook Pluses. So that's why you want to make sure that it's a Chromebook Plus designate, and then you'll be getting the more advanced features on the Chromebook. And it should say all the new boxes and all the new stuff that's come out, it should say right on the box, and it should be designated as a Chromebook Plus. And once it's designated as that, then you'll get all the features. So there's lots of choice, right? There's lots of choice. You can get lots of different choices, but make sure it's a Chromebook Plus.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Okay. Hewie, go ahead.
You're muted, Hewie.
You're muted.
I should know better. Kathleen put some interesting numbers in the chat about streaming. And that reminded me that even if you don't want to watch it on TV, any of the streaming services are available for you to have on your computer, because they're strictly just an app that goes on your TV. So if you want to watch any of the ones that were mentioned, or any of the free ones that are out there that are in the video that I have, you can watch old TV programs, you can watch movies and so on right on your computer. So if you don't even have to turn on the TV, or if you don't have a TV, you don't have to do it. You can do it directly on your computer or your phone.
Yeah. And also, like, if you have a Roku device, if you log onto the Roku channel, there's tons of channels on the Roku device, right?
Yeah.
Right. Kathleen, you had a question or a comment?
Actually, Hewie mentioned what I put into the chat. It's from Forbes, and it's a 14-page article on all kinds of statistics on streaming. So that's, if anybody is interested in that. I found it things that I was surprised at. So anyway, it's there. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen. That's great. Good news. And I see it on the chat. So that'll be great. Super duper. Any other questions, comments? I'm exhausted. What a show. That was great. Thank you everyone for thank you everyone for all the people who participated today. Thank you, Hewie, Bill, Bob, Ray, Chris, Jim, everybody. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. And thank you all for coming. Thank you for coming each week and listening to us. Don't forget, Thursday, we're going to do this all over again. We're going to be talking on Thursday about all the new tech news articles of the week. So please come and listen to us. And we'll be back again next Monday. Yes, we'll be back in next Monday to do this all over again. Invite someone. Play Bob's video. Let's get some more people coming to our Monday show.
But when you come on Thursday, don't come to
Zoom.
The same format. We won't be here.
Right.
We'll be on our Facebook page and on YouTube.
Correct. All right. Thanks again for coming, and we'll talk soon. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.